going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to College Football 26, Week 1 of our new Dynasty. And we're not going to run with my boys at Southern this year. We're going to run with FIU Panthers. And there's a couple reasons why. The first reason being I absolutely love their Vice Miami themed uniforms. I think they're clean. I think they're slick. The second reason is I wanted a challenging rebuild, and it says in play now they're a 74 overall. No, that's not true. They're 69. Nice. So that's going to be a challenge. And third, and most importantly, I think it's because of one thing and one thing only. I watched an FIU baseball game last year, and when they won, they played this meme.
Victory Screech!
Okay, so we're going to get to know the team. We're going to look at recruiting. And who doesn't love a good SpongeBob meme when we get a victory? Now, spoiler alert, I guess victories will be few and far between, but nothing will be as rewarding than hearing good old SpongeBob in the background. And I don't even know if FIU really uses that in general at all in sporting events, but since they used it that one time I watched a game, that's what we'll be using. So, before we get into recruiting, meeting the team, and checking out our year one schedule, and of course, week one's action, it's important to know that for my coach build, I made myself a tactician because this team isn't very good, and I figured we need all the help on the field just to reach our goals than we do off the field when it comes to recruiting and keeping guys around. So I'm going to start with tactician and kind of go from there, and we'll see how it goes. And I am using my pre-order bonus on this coach too. You'll see that as well. So everyone, all my skill trees are going to get a little boost, but I am going to start out as tactician. Hopefully I don't regret it, but I know recruiter is not the name of the game this year. It's not the end all be all, like only tree you should start out with. So I'm excited to try something a little bit different. So let's get into recruiting. Let's get into year one and meet this team. Of course, our year one goals are to win 4 games. FIU hasn't really been anything special outside of 2018 and 2005. So that's the farthest we go back. Sorry, not 2005, but 2013 and 18. So
Okay.
nothing much.
Taking
We just
a
got to win
look
4 games. We're
here at
69 overall. Let's
recruiting,
take a look at this team.
we need basically everything. On offense, we need a quarterback, we need like an offensive line, tight end, and even a running back. And then on defense, we need everything but edge rusher and safety. So that's going to be a tough thing. And my dog says that she needs pets. So, okay. Now, sorting by who's interested in us, we have this quarterback, Cortland Copper, right-handed quarterback, backfield creator, 6'1", 204, junior college from Miami. Needs at least a D in coach procedure. So we'll add him to our board. And we'll just go ahead. So, okay, first of all, we have 450 points. And as far as school grades goes, he likes campus lifestyle and he likes close to home. So we'll go ahead and offer him a scholarship. And we'll just give a quick little scout here. So, not great short accuracy. And we might as well just see what we can scout him out because we need a quarterback. So let's just go ahead and do it. Okay. 56 awareness is pretty bad. 77 throw power is pretty bad. Not great, but he is a 2-star, and we do need a quarterback, so oh well. We'll just take what we can hopefully get. Let's see. Okay, now this guy's a 3-star, and he is for 3rd on his board. And he likes the proximity to home. John Bacon. Can't go wrong with John Bacon, and we need that position, so we'll go ahead and put him on our board. We need this defensive tackle, and he would get a ton of playing time. That would be Juan Coxey. So we'll add him. Anybody else that we might even have just a shot at? A couple of 3-star quarterbacks who we are like on the edge as far as their conference prestige deal breaker goes, but we need them, so we'll just add them to our board. I'm going to sort by position. I want to see what all we can fill. You know, not a lot of good running back options, and nobody who's crazy interested in us. We have Kofi Stumpf, and he wants at least, probably wouldn't hurt to add him because we do need him. We need at least, it's recommending at least 2 tight ends. So let's take a look at tight ends, see what our options are. We have a 3-star here. In Angelo Hortello. And he likes that we're close to home, so we'll add him to our board. And we have an athlete who could potentially be a tight end, but we'll just stay away from that for now. We need 2 tight ends, so we might as well go ahead and add Khalil Sampson onto our board. Okay, going through what else we need. Okay, Jansen Slayton's a 3-star who's interested in us. We don't necessarily have we've got his playing style, but it might be a little close for comfort. So we'll also take a look at DeMarcus Haywood because he does not need a lot of convincing when it comes to proximity to home. Okay, let's go look at some centers. Not a lot of options in our pipeline here. The best one is Nate Hatchett. But we work with his playing style, so we might as well look at him. And I just realized you can see the defensive needs at the top of the screen, so or the team needs at the top of the screen, so that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. And we will put Andres Bonito for defensive tackle. Fill that out. God, we need 6 linebackers. That's so many. So we might as well just put all 6 of these people. So we'll go and put bar on the thing on our board. Okay. All right. Tremaine Nesbitt might be a good fit. I'll tell you who's not a good fit. Jermaine Waller. Anybody else really fit our playing style? These 2 do. These 2 stars, but they're not necessarily on are interested in us. Oh, not this guy. Where'd he go? Who had B? Okay, this 2-star. We have A. Where'd he go? Okay, here we go. Playing time for Matt Thompson. He's not in our pipeline, but we'll just see what we can do with him. It can't hurt. All right, let's look at corners as we just look to fill up our board and make sure. All right, if your proximity to home, you're coming on in Devon Hart, and Coach Prestige kind of scares me just a little bit because I just don't know if it's going to really be worth it. I'm going to go after Sean Culver. He's a 3-star. We're second on his board. And then we need a full safety. Let's see. Okay, our board is almost done. We'll go ahead and put Tony Scioli. And it says we need a special team, but I heard somewhere that you don't have to recruit punters. They'll just walk on, but we'll just go ahead and do it. Terrence Feely. Terrence Feely or Trent Ortero. And they're both interested in us. Can't hard to put both on the board. Okay, so there is our board. Now we just have to offer scholarships. So we're definitely gonna offer scholarships to pretty much everybody that we can, but especially these dudes who are lower on our board, or who we're lower on their board. We want to make sure that we get, because I mean we're gonna have to be fighting UCF for a lot of these players, so we might as well just offer scholarships to any and everybody. I think we can afford to, because we have a full board now, so we might as well just give up all our scholarships. These are the guys that we're going to go after. I'm going to not necessarily scout them all. I think it'd be kind of fun to just play with what you're given. You guys can tell me what you think about that. So let's offer. Oh, hey, we got our first commit. Here we go. The 1-star Manny Calcaterra has decided that he is going to be a Panther. And I think that calls for a victory screech. Did not take a lot. He's just a little wee 1-star. Can we scout him or is it locked? It's locked. Okay. But oh well. We'll take what we can get, honestly. And we've got our next commit. Tremaine Nesbitt has committed. And his deal breaker was playing time, and he will get plenty of it, I am sure. So already 2 commits. Cool to see. Love that. We'll just finish up offering scholarships to everybody. And I think that's it. Yeah, everyone's got a scholarship. We still have about 275 more hours to go. So we might as well scout some players. We'll take a look at Bacon first, just because what a fun name. So he is from Orlando, an edge setter. Okay, here he is fully scouted. And he's got 62 awareness, which, anything that really stands out? Not really. 83 block shedding, which is nice. 80 strength. Okay, that's fine. Let's take a look. We'll scout all our big guys here. So Juan Coxey. He's got 88 strength, 83 acceleration. I like that. 81 finesse. Not bad. Looking here at Vince Moultrie. He is 58 awareness, 83 throw power, better accuracy than our first guy with 87 acceleration and 80 speed. But honestly, I don't love either of these quarterbacks really. So Copper and Moultrie, or I can't even say this guy's name, Moultrie, I guess. Not a big fan of. Let's scout him. Alexander. Let's see what he's looking like. Okay. Worse awareness, but better short accuracy, better break sack skill. So, I mean, we're a 69 overall. Like, we take what we could get. Let's look now at Hurtello. Okay. 72 speed for a tight end. Don't really love these numbers either. 76 strength, which isn't bad, but he could be better. Look at Slayton. Okay, now we're out of hours. Good. So I guess if I have hours left over, I'll scout players, but I don't really care too much to scout them. I don't mind just rolling with the punches. Let's look. It still says I have some hours left, so I might as well find somebody else to add to our board and offer him a scholarship. I didn't like the running back that I looked at, or really the tight end either, but whatever. Is there anybody who's decent? Now he's just a 2-star, Ty Darnold, but he likes our playing style, so we might as well just offer him something. We'll offer you a scholarship, Ty. I don't think we're really gonna get anywhere with you, but we'll see. Okay, recruiting is done. Now here's our schedule. FCS Southeast is our first opponent of this season. Then we play Penn State. Oh dear Lord. Then FLA Atlantic, Delaware. That's fun. Yukon, Kentucky, Kennesaw State, Missouri State. So do we play all the newbies? That's fun. Okay. I don't hate it. So this is our schedule. We'll see how this goes. We're not gonna, we're expected to get 4 wins. I don't know if we'll even get that with this team. But it's a long season. Looking at our top stories, here you go. Preseason first pick. Notre Dame running back has been named a preseason first team All-American. Who cares about preseason stuff, am I right? But something to keep an eye on, right? We faced Penn State in week 2. Nicholas Singleton has been named a preseason first team All-American, so we'll have to keep an eye on these things. Okay, upgrade coach skills. I used my pre-order bonus without really just thinking about it, and I'm deciding to go down the tactician tree because I'm thinking if we can play better on the field, then who knows how we'll do, So, we are going to boost up our running back game here because I think that's important. We'll do the same for tight ends and wide receivers. I'm just giving everybody like a big first boost here. And then we will. Damn. I already blew through all my points. Okay, that's fun. Let's look what our coordinators have. So our offensive coordinator, Coleman, is a motivator. What does he have unlocked? So we've QB stay hot through timeouts, blah, blah, blah. Wow, he's got this whole thing maxed out. So our quarterbacks will start the 4th quarter hot. They'll get an off-season training boost. The offensive line gets an off-season training boost, and they'll start out hot. Down here, all XP gains for quarterbacks, and I'm guessing recover wear and tear damage faster. Okay. On the defensive side, we have another tactician, and he's an F rating, so he might not be around for very, very long. I probably should have looked at this before I spent all my pre-order coach points, but that's okay. Okay. Now, let's take a look here at our roster. Where do I find? Look at the preseason top 25, just for fun. Preseason top 25. You've got Texas at number 1, Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Oregon, Clemson, LSU. You guys can read Alabama, Illinois, Florida. Miami, one of our rivals, is ranked 13th. Anybody interesting? Not really. SMU is up there. Tennessee, Louisville, ranked 24th. And NC State. No, Texas Tech. I can't read. So there's your top 25. Where do I look at my roster? Here we go. We'll look at depth chart. I'm going to let the CPU kind of handle all this stuff, but starting here at quarterback, we have Keon Jenkins. He's a junior. And let's see. We also have in the wings Tyler Proctor, who's a freshman, and Brian Moore. Now, if I could just find where I am on the thing. So, agility, obviously, Jenkins is the better overall quarterback. He's got better speed. Accuracy is about the same, but he has better agility. Not a lot of strength from either, but I don't know if that matters. Throw power is about the same for everybody. Short accuracy. So this isn't terrible. So we know, okay, we know medium passes, maybe not Jenkins' strong suit, as that's an under 80 rating. Okay, looking at our running back position, 89, 86, 85, and 87. Speed going down the depth chart. I think I'm going to move. So since Snowden is a senior and he has a little bit better stats, I'm going to move him up to the second string. And we'll let the sophomores kind of just stay where they're at. Okay, wide receiver. So we're led by Alex Perry, the junior. Dawson's a junior, senior. So we really do need wide receiver because all of our guys are juniors and seniors, and they're not all very good. So what I want to know. I might let Fournette, whatever, however you say his name, move up to the third string just because he has better catching. Yeah. Okay. I mean, look, I think we can all say that this is going to be a long series, a long season, because this team is not very good. Also, I just hate how the menu has like these little lines and stuff. Or that might just be my hair, actually. No, it's the menu. It's not my hair. Okay, it's the menu. I'm dumb. Anyways, oops. I don't know what I did. I hope you are enjoying listening to me ramble because I'm not cutting any of this out. I think it's all important. Okay, so all of these dudes are seniors. Our best player, and then we can always lose Jenkins to the transfer portal because apparently that's a major thing this year. So I mean, our best freshman is Green Jr. here. Can I view how I view his player card? Here we go. Nope, that's not it. The triangle. Okay. First of all, he's not happy because he has pro potential. That's his thing. So he's probably leaving, but we are not very good. I think we've got to be one of the worst, like the worst team. I'm trying to think who would be worse than us. Ooh, found one. So Georgia State is worse than us. I mean, it doesn't matter really. We're just not very good. But I kind of like that. I like a fun little challenge. So we are going to skip and move ahead onto week 1. Yes. Yes, coach. We've met the players. Now let's see how we're doing on recruiting. Oh, let me go back. See, look at all these people who were totally about to leave. Okay. Playing style. Now, look, boo-hoo if these dudes leave because they're not very good. But I do kind of want to keep some people around. Oof. Brand exposure, yeah. So, yeah, we're about to lose a lot of people. So, we're not even going to bother getting attached to this roster this early because why bother, right? So, in week 1, some notable matchups are Kansas State versus Iowa State. That's fun. 2 ranked teams. Sam Houston and Western Kentucky, for some reason, is a notable matchup. I don't get it, but whatever. We don't judge. Now, let's go to recruiting and see what we can do with the 250 hours that we have. Okay. So, Copper, not a fan of us. So, we'll contact friends and family. Okay. Bacon is liking what he's seeing. I'm going to send the house on him. So kind of what I'm thinking is if I'm number one for some of these guys, I'm not going to spend too much time like reaching out to them, but like, okay, we could very much lose Alexander to state or USF. So I will send the house on him because I need any 3 stars I can get. Now, no one's offered Stump any scholarships, so I'm not going to worry about it. USF is falling down Hertello's board, so we will DM him. Okay. I just want to sign some 3 stars and make sure. Okay, so here's like, I feel like a prime chance to get Hatchet because Hawaii is behind us, but he's not as interested. So we are going to contact friends and family and see if this helps our case. Okay, we're still number one on Bar's board, but I'm just trying to, so like we're already losing out here to Isalves. I am just half-assing these names, y'all. There's no hope for me. Okay. We are not even on Thompson's board anymore, so we're probably just going to get rid of him. Okay, I'm out of points. I can DM a player, so we'll do that. The rest of these guys, we'll just have to hope. And then I need to replace Thompson on our board. You know what? Let me go ahead and look at wide receiver because I know we're about to lose a bunch of them. I know we don't need them, but I need to at least be looking at one. So we will look at Glenn Stoner. Because, you know, you just got to be thinking about the transfer portal. Okay. Now, let's get into week 2. Here we go. Week 2. Here we see... Still at risk of losing, like, all these players. I'm not even going to look at this screen. Like... Okay, we have our first game against FCS Southeast. And let's set up recruiting before we get into the action. We are falling behind on copper. So I think it's time to... just walk away. Oops. Oh, crap. So copper ain't it. Goodbye. How else are we looking? Okay, and I think Iosivas is probably not signing with us, so we'll drop him as well. Okay. I was going to send the house for Heart just because I want to stay in some... Oops, oh my gosh, these buttons. I want to stay in the race. So let's do that. I feel okay because, okay, we got to get in on Darnold here. We got to do something. We'll send the house... Oh, can't do that. We're out of points. So we will DM... Okay. So this is our board for now. We're looking okay. All right. Top stories. Kansas State upsets Iowa State 38-13. Well, it's not really an upset, I guess, but they're both around the same. Big matchup this week, LSU at Clemson. Texas is playing Ohio State to start the season. And Notre Dame is out at our rivals in Miami. So we will get our game underway right now.
Versus FCS Southeast as I lead the boys out onto the field. I look so silly. It's not even what I would look like if I was a dude. But anyways, beautiful night here in South Florida. And bear with me, I'm working on this audio. I don't know how to fix it. I bought a new headset and everything thinking the microphone quality would be better. But I don't even know if it is because it doesn't sound as great on my phone. So we'll just have to see how things go. But here we go. First drive of the game, and we will start out on defense. We'll kick it away. And welcome everybody to the 2025-2026 college football season. Show for, and I'm seeing these ratings, and I'm upset about how low FCS Southeast is ranked and rated, and you'll see why. I gotta get those first opening day week jitters out of the way, and they'll hand the ball off, and they won't get very far. 2nd and 9. Starting to take shape here. Handoff once again. Won't get very far. 3rd and 8. Again, it's a 46 overall defense, so you'd think we would be playing well. We'll see. But their running back, Blue Redmond, has 94 acceleration and 92 speed. And of course, you know, they're probably going to be dead tired because they're playing like 20 different games this week alone. So we really got to be able to do something with this drive, and we will as we get the fumble. Good start for the FIU defense. Number 32 recovering that fumble, and we will get the ball on offense. Couldn't go anywhere, but hey, we'll take it. It's Antonio Patterson with the recovery. And we are in our own territory, and we're hoping to score. I guess their territory, and we're hoping to score early. So first look at our offense this year. Hand off to Owens, and not much, a short gain of 4. On the screen right there, Pierce. Oh gosh, I'm getting read in time. So I think we're going to see as this game goes on is we are going to run this football into the ground because I am scared to throw because of our quarterback's horrible arm. Alright, 3rd and 7. Not much going for this team. The first throw, our first drive of the year, or passing play of the year. Trying to get open, and we throw it right to number 4. And of course, can't have a game on this channel, a college football experience, without a pick. Our first of the day. We give up the pick after recovering the fumble. Now we've got to play more defense, and the quarterback trying to help himself out a little bit. Hey, if his offense ain't going to help him out, might as well do it himself. So we get the ball back about midfield, and there's a nice little gain. Our running back Owens is really going to be the star of the show as I figure out this playbook, as I figure out how this offense is run. And until then, I've got to rely on my defense. because I'm not used to having, it's a whole different playbook, right? I'm not used to having the plays that I normally rely so heavily on. So we just got to get used to the team, and sometimes that even means, hey, we might come up short or throw some picks or just not do very well. Something else I've noticed that I'm not too big of a fan of is how fast the clock moves. I'm playing on the same settings I played on last year. 12-minute quarters, 15-second accelerated clock. But this game flew by. So I might crank it up to 15-minute quarters. I don't know. But I'm working to just try to throw it over the middle, not rely too much on my medium passes, more so on short passes, because that's where my quarterback is best at throwing and my receivers are best at catching. But I'm just trying to figure this out, and I'm having a really hard time with a team like this. I mean, this is a 46 overall team, and we play Penn State week 2. How are we going to even score? Nothing interesting of note happened in this quarter. It was a pretty boring quarter, besides the fumble and the interception right out the gate. But other than that, no team can get it going, and again, this is a game that we should win. So we're going to start the second quarter here. Dynamic lighting taking hold. It's a beautiful dusk sky, and we start it with a touchdown. That's where I like to see Owens getting in on the fun. He's going to be the guy to watch for us. Trying to find some open room to throw and avoids the sack. Gets it out of his arm, but his hand, but can't throw it away. Defense coming back to play here to get the stop. Still 7-0 as we are about 4 minutes in from halftime. And our second pick of the game. Not great. So, that's 2 picks to FCS Southeast. Mind you, they're playing 8 games at once, and they're all 46 overalls, and we are not much better. So we got to make a big stop here, and we do, and we will hold them to just a field goal. That is a big break for this defense. But still, if you're a Panthers fan, I mean, you got to be a little frustrated because this is a team that we should have no problems beating, even if we're only a 69 overall. And I mean, look at us. It's 7-3. It's too close for comfort. Moving on to the third quarter now. And that's a big play. Probably the biggest play of the night. But Blue Redmond will come out for an injury timeout. He'll be back in, though. And he was the star of the show for FCS Southeast. So obviously this injury he faced will not be that bad. 1st and 10 at the 22. Or sorry, the 34. No, I can't. Where's the yard thing on this? Anyways. Oh, it's up at the top. Okay, so now they're at the 3rd yard line, red zone territory, and they have a chance to take the lead with 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. Not sure if I like this new score bug. It's hard for me to read. We stop them there, blocking the run. I also don't like the presentation. It's just the colors, the font. It's difficult to read. So give me some grace. And what a play. Why we couldn't stop that is beyond me. But that's going to be a touchdown for FCS Southeast. And they take a 10-7 lead here late in the 3rd. That's frustrating. Jadon Kelly able to just juke past our defenders. And we wrap him up, but right in the end zone. So we're trying to get something started. 2 minutes to go. That's the best pass we've had all night up the middle to our tight end. And that's, a good chunk of yardage as we push it down midfield. Trying to run with Owens, but nowhere to go. As you can see, we are not having success with rushing yards. 30-something to their 70. We've got to throw the ball. But I just don't feel so comfortable with 2 picks already throwing the ball up to the tight end up the middle. You know I love a good mesh play like that. So we get a bunch of that yardage back that we lost on the run. And it is now 3rd and inches with 20 seconds to go, or 30 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Handing it off to Owens yet again, who breaks right and picks up the 1st down. And that is with 18 seconds to go. 7 seconds now. We have one more play, and we're going to hand the ball back off to him, and he's going to run it up the middle for a couple of yards. An injury timeout for Kajon Owens. He'll be back, but that's okay, and that'll end the third quarter. We're still down 3. Math is hard, apparently. So we're nearing the red zone, and we get picked off again. The third pick of the game, and that is going to hurt us more than any of the others because we were so close to scoring, and all we needed was a field goal to tie it up, and then we let this guy get 20-plus yards on us as FCS East Southeast is looking to add to their lead. They've got it past, or we stop them. So that's a good job from the defense, but their defense came to play too. A battle of two mediocre teams, or just downright bad. And a fourth pick. A pick 6. I'm scared for week 2. I'm not gonna lie. You can't beat FCS Southeast. You're not gonna beat Penn State. I mean, we weren't gonna beat Penn State anyways, but it would have been nice to have a little momentum going into that game, and it's not looking so good as we're down 10 with 7 to go. Not impossible by any means, but not exactly easy either. None of my passes are working out for me. I'm going to blame the camera angle. We get sacked again. And time is winding down as we're still down 10 points. Looking to throw. I feel like he could have scrambled if he really wanted to. He had a lot of open space, but he gets it to the tight end with 2 men around him. Here we go again. Looking to throw. And didn't go very well. Incomplete. So, again, gotta dust off the rust. Gotta get used to this team. This is my first game. I didn't bother playing any play now or anything like that. I was like, screw it, we're going to go in. I just played Madden like a week ago. I should be okay, and not so much. But we get the touchdown. I believe that's Owens with his second touchdown of the game. And it's not a comeback. We don't have time to come back. In fact, we're going to go for the 2-point conversion, which, is that smart? I don't know, but we're going to do it anyways, so that we could win it on a field goal, but it's not going to pan out. I'm going to just tell you right now, it's not going to pan out for us. So, you can watch my failure, because I'll keep it in. Here we go, looking for the 2-pointer. I have not found the shallow crops in my playbook, and that might be upsetting for me. That means I have to actually learn this stupid game of football. Who would have thought? So it didn't work. We'll kick it away, and with a minute left, I mean, all FCS Southeast has to do is just shoot clock, and they're going to do exactly that. So there's really no hope for us. This was not a great game offensively. Defensively, we did all we could, but, you know, you're not going to be able to hold any team to a shutout usually, so you got to be able to score, and we just could not do that. Quarterback. Now we definitely need some quarterback help, so we'll see what happens at recruiting, but, you know, even losing a game like this worries me, because how when recruits see this, what are they going to think? We're not off with the right foot in this time, so yeah, just hit the door. So, anyways, there you see, 30 seconds left, 13 seconds left with the accelerated clock, and they're just going to take a knee. And that's the ball game. Well, never mind, they're going to run it. But it's still the ball game, no matter what. So, that's it. We lose to FCS Southeast. I don't even know what their team is actually called. But an ugly game, ugly performance. I'm scared about next week, but hey, we'll take a look at the scores, wrap up the video, take a look at the scores around the league, wrap up, and catch you guys next time. Hopefully week 2 goes a little bit better, but I don't think it will. Rough game, rough.
Okay, that was not ideal. That was very upsetting. So let's advance to week 3, where we play Penn State. It might be harder than I thought to get 4 wins, and I've got to do some tweaking of settings because that game flew by. Okay, so recruiting really hasn't changed. Lots of that. We're just gonna have like just walk-ons next year. It's going to be bad. Okay, let's take a look at scores and schedules from weeks 1 and 2. And well, actually, I guess we're in week 2 now, aren't we? Does this count as week 2? Yes. Okay. So let's take a look at week 1's scores here. All right. South Carolina beats Virginia Tech 38-16. Just gonna kind of scroll through here and see if we see anything interesting. Delaware, in its first contest, beats FCS East 37-13. Very good for them. Let's see. Close one. They're in Akron. Wyoming comes out on top. Another close one. Jacksonville State versus UCF. UCF wins. A close offensive bloodbath in NC State. North Carolina wins it over ECU. A blowout. Missouri just destroys FCS Southeast. Why couldn't we do that? Was there any like interesting games? Let's see. Of course, here we are. Losing. Doesn't really look like there are that many interesting matchups. Michigan State and Western Michigan, 31-15. App State and Charlotte. A rivalry game early. App State comes out on top. 63-7. Oof, poor FCS Midwest. Georgia Tech beats Colorado. Auburn beats Baylor. Ooh, good lord. Another FCS team getting absolutely destroyed. Texas and Ole Miss. Or Ohio State, I should say. Ohio State loses 45-42. That's a close one. And then, let's see. Anything else that stands out? Nevada faced Penn State. Got shut out 73-0. Y'all, I think that's how we're going to lose, too. 73-0. Marshall loses to Georgia. Alabama loses to Florida State. I feel like that's an early upset. Other than that, doesn't look like anything great was going on. BYU and Clemson. LSU and Clemson. LSU wipes the floor. Here's BYU. They played an FCS school. So yeah, nothing crazy. No really interesting upsets. So that was week 1 of your college football season. We are on the struggle bus already, and it's going to be a long one, but I hope you guys will stick around as we continue trucking on. This week's matchups to look at forward to for, I guess, the next video. Scores we'll keep an eye on: Michigan and Oklahoma, Illinois at Duke, Oklahoma State at Oregon, and Baylor at SMU. We, of course, play Penn State. I got to get a feel for my settings and my playbook, and then once that's done, we'll be in the swing of things. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure, if you did, to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as I post videos as often as I can, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.